Welcome, internet friends, founders, and the entrepreneur curious. You've made it, and you're here. It's Venture Daily, a new show with perspectives from a founder. That's what it's all about. We're going to go through 2 news bits today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Monday, after all, and a great weekend for everyone out there. It's great to be here. It's great to be on the show. And it's great to have you guys listening. I just love being a part of your day. Smash the like button, guys. Subscribe, tweet it out, let people know. You can follow me on @AgilePeter on Twitter, or you can follow @VCHunting on that TikTokaroos and the Instagram as well. Today, I have 2 articles that I haven't read yet, which is always great, and I'm going to give you the founder perspective on these 2. The first one is going to be intriguing. The first one is 3 habits, my friends. 3 habits to overcome the hustle mentality. So the question is, what is the hustle mentality? And I'm going to be talking about that in today's final word for founders and community. And the second article that I haven't read yet, but I've heard about, is Michael Bloomberg's How to Get Rich advice is absolutely the worst. And so we're going to be talking about the hustle today, how to overcome the hustle mentality. I know we might have a lot of people out there that prescribe to the hustle mentality. And I actually, if I remember correctly, yes, I talked about the hustle mentality, or hashtag hustle porn, with one of my interviewees on VC Hunting. Who was it? Who did I talk to about that? I talked to so many people, guys. Who was it? Let me see if I can find it right quick here. Who was it that talked about the hustle mentality? I can find this person in a second, guys. Just hang with me, because yes, David Mullings, guys. That's who I talked about. And we talked about this, and he had a tweet about the hustle porn and how for him at the time, hustle porn meant working like 7 different jobs at the same time, which burnt him out and actually sent him to the hospital. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. 3 habits to overcome the hustle mentality. Again, I haven't read this yet. As well as Michael Bloomberg's How to Get Rich advice is the absolute worst. Guys, welcome to your Monday, and you're hanging out with me. It's Venture Daily. Let's get into it. 3 habits that helped me overcome the hustle mentality. This is by Zach Ferris. A never quit attitude can make you strong enough to overcome challenges that most people would avoid. But it can also lead you to work too hard on the wrong thing for too long and hurt you in the process. I'm going to jump right in here, guys, immediately. And I will say that I suffer from part of this type of hustle mentality. And I guess I hate being honest here, but I just have to be honest, is that sometimes I have caught myself just working for working's sake. I can't be too dishonest here. Guys, there have been many times, probably once a month at least, that I find myself working for working's sake. And sometimes I have to even question the fact of if the work that I'm doing is actually valuable. Now, at the end of the day, I always argue myself in a circle. And I say, I'm moving forward. I'm doing things with intention. But sometimes you can just chill. Sometimes you don't need to do that extra thing. It's not going to move. It's going to move the needle a little bit, but it's going to almost be negligible. And sometimes maybe the best thing you could do is do nothing. It's do nothing and allow your brain to rest. Allow your brain to think freely about what you need to do next. I get caught up in it as well. Leave a comment below if you get caught up in this problem of the hustle mentality. I remember the rules my dad laid out for us kids growing up in a traditional Midwestern household. Eat everything on your plate. Finish your homework. Do what you say you're going to do. These are good pieces of advice. The last rule would inform some of the hardest decisions I made throughout my life, whether it was sticking out a whole high school football season as an undersized teen or beginning my journey as an entrepreneur. Now, don't get me wrong, persistence is great value to live by, but it has its downsides if you're an entrepreneur. While a never quit attitude can make you strong enough to overcome challenges that most people would avoid, it can also lead you to work hard on the wrong thing for too long and hurt you in the process. I've been caught there. Entrepreneurs are 50% more likely than others to struggle with severe, lifelong mental health issues, as reported by the Wall Street Journal article. The line between overcome adversity and overworking your mind and body is thin, and I've crossed it a few times in my career. A few times? Wow, you must be on the low end, my friend. I feel like I cross it every month at least. And I get this. This whole perseverance, the hustle mentality, don't quit. I mean, let's be honest. That's the only way that you're ever going to achieve your goals, because no one else in the world is going to help you. No one else in the world is going to achieve your goals for you. You're the only one that can. Now, there is an interesting point here, is that that entrepreneurs with the hustle mentality struggle with mental health issues 50% more than the average normie. Would I say that I struggle with mental health issues? Yes. Yes, I do. I mean, I laugh about it, but it's the reason I laugh about it is because I am in my head a lot. I am in my head a lot. I'm constantly thinking about the business. I'm constantly thinking about what I want to do, what I want to achieve. And so could this create some undesirable long-term mental health issues in me? Probably. For everyone out there, pray for me. There have been times when I ended up crying on the floor of the shower or having a true panic attack. We talked about this last Friday. Not long ago, I was back in my home state with my better half, and we were heading to a bar to grab drinks before a night on the town. I never made it there. I got dizzy, couldn't see, and collapsed. At the time, I'd been working a stressful 100-hour work weeks. That night, it fell apart. I realized that it was imperative to my success and to my survival to find a way to balance the hustle with my physical and mental health. Here are some of the habits that have helped me to do just that. Number 1, run through your day. Run through your day. I wonder what he means by that. Let's see. Soon after my time as a high school football player ended, I fell in love with running and spent years competing on my college track and cross-country teams. As my entrepreneurial career took off, though, running took less priority. That changed this year, and running became my therapy. Now, if I feel like I'm losing control, I grab my shoes and hit the road. No music, no company. I find running to be as much about reflection as it is about cardio. It gives me the space to think clearly and freely without distractions. Exercise has the additional benefit of making you feel like you've accomplished something. But the same mental clarity can come from any activity. Cooking, cleaning, and other routine tasks can create the same opportunity to clear your mind and reflect on important decisions you made throughout the day. I agree. For me, I just walk. I take a walk. Actually, I take a walk to my local gas station, and usually I end up buying a protein shake. I don't know why that is. Do I need a protein shake? Probably not. Right now, I have my absolutely delicious celery juice. Yuck. Don't tell my wife. I have to drink this stuff every morning. That's my morning routine. And I'll tell you guys, if you know what I mean, it runs right through you. It runs right through you guys.
Nope.
But I agree with this author. I agree. If you're ever feeling stressed, get out. Remove yourself from the equation. I take walks. He runs. That just seems like too much work for me. But for me, I just get up, I walk out, and allow my mind to rejuice, to refresh itself. Be deliberate about creating an environment free from distractions, whether that can be email notifications or phone calls. Be consistent about taking advantage of that space. In a world of hustle, where each day is filled with never-ending list of meetings, tasks, and fires to put out, you can benefit a great deal from taking time to process and reflect. Absolutely. Get out there, guys. Get out of the system for a little bit. I completely agree with this guy's sentiment. Number 2, he says, say no more. This is a hard one for entrepreneurs. Countless entrepreneurs struggle to say no, especially to younger people seeking advice as they embark on their own careers. Spending time with mentors and picking the brains of people with more experience than me are invaluable opportunities during my early days as an entrepreneur, so I felt like I needed to pay it forward. More than that, the possibility of meeting someone who could open doors for my career also kept me saying yes to every networking request that came my way. Something had to give. Over the past year, I've stopped doing events and meetings that don't directly benefit my business. Well, very pragmatic. The results have been freeing. Sometimes I experience schedule creep, but I keep a close watch and remember that without a calendar cluttered with extraneous meetings, I've been able to schedule some time to reflect and actually get my work done during the day. My mental health has improved drastically. Coming home with a complete to-do list lets me focus fully on my time outside of work, rather than on the work I still need to do. On the whole, saying no gives me the ability to be more present at work and at home. I'm going to tell you guys, I struggle with this as well. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a founder. I'm trying to build things. If you haven't seen the meta, I spend lots of time getting a masterclass education, beyond a masterclass education, by speaking with venture capitalists who are currently crushing it, who are doing a great job, who are successful. Why? Because that's what I want to be. I want to be a successful venture fund. I want to be a successful venture capitalist. Why am I choking on these words right now? Maybe it's because my heart wants to be it so bad. It's like hesitating on the idea. Maybe that's it. But I will tell you that when it comes to any type of project that I have begun to attain some mastery on, where I'm getting at a level where it's like, okay, I can do this, I know how to do this, it is those moments where sometimes you need to pare back and say, hey, I can't deal with all the input. At the same time, though, as I'm saying this to you guys, I will say that what my gut is telling me is that saying no, this is a hard one. I'm gonna be honest with, because I don't say no all that much. I do say no when it's clear that it's just completely non-contextually sensitive to what I'm doing, or it's completely non-relevant, or it's just not helpful, or this individual's asking me for something like shill my ICO, shill my shitcoin, these types of things, because I get a lot of that. But I don't know. I don't say no all that often unless it's like seriously obvious. I don't mind the input. I don't mind engaging with people. And so I think you're just going to have to find a balance. Find a balance in your work where you need to say no. Figure out which areas aren't helpful for you and what type of input and people aren't helpful for you. I think you're just going to have to figure out, based on what you're working on, what you should say yes to and what you should say no to. It makes a lot of sense. Number 3, he says, is a vacation with purpose. I have problems with this already. Vacation means you need to get away from something. I like what I do, so I don't ever need to get away from it except for a moment in time. Anyway, you've probably heard the advice that vacation time should be about disconnecting, not working. I agree, but it's not always practical. I tried to implement a personal policy of no emails during vacation and watched that policy crash and burn in no time. Vacations can be stressful if you're used to working all the time. They can even be more stressful when you know there's a pile of work to be done and you keep getting emails about it when you're gone. I believe in compromise. I take one completely disconnected vacation each year. During the other time away, I'll do my morning check-in and spend half an hour routing my emails. I don't take calls and I don't tell anyone I'll be available. But I can keep the necessary things moving and free my mind from constant panic about what's happening at work. The very act of checking email causes stress, and no one has time for that when rest should be the priority. My dad's follow-through rule informed my hard work and success, but at times I took it too far. Take care of yourself while you hustle. Take care of yourself while you hustle is a rule you should always follow. Trust me, it'll pay off. Well, I completely agree with that. I will tell you that it is important to drink your nasty celery juice every morning because it's good and it's part of a healthy hustle lifestyle. I'm just kidding.
Nope.
You don't need to drink celery juice, but I'll tell you, if you do drink celery juice, you will be a healthier person. Vacations, I take vacations. Sometimes I unplug, but most of the time I still go through routines when it comes to work. So I think, again, you need to find balance. When it comes to the hustle mentality, I think there's a lot of hype around it, especially if you watch people like Gary Vaynerchuk, who's on every social media platform known to man. And what will happen is you'll get convinced that you're not doing enough. And I think that's one of the biggest problems out there with the hustle mentality, which I'm going to talk about at the end of today's show. What do you guys think about this article? Say no more, get out more if you're stressed, and vacation with intention. Are these good pieces of advice? Let us know in the comments below. Let's get into this next article, which just cracks me up, guys. I heard about this before. It's Mike Bloomberg's How to Get Rich Advice is the Absolute Worst. This is by Jeffrey James. It's normal for entrepreneurs to look up to billionaires, especially those who came from humble backgrounds. After all, who doesn't aspire to be a media superstar while metaphorically doing a daily Scrooge McDuck swan dive? That being said, billionaires are not fountains of infinite wisdom, and sometimes they say really stupid things, especially when trying to justify their wealth by insisting that anyone could do the same if they merely worked just as hard. The absolute worst example of this sort of self-aggrandizing remark comes from the words of Mike Bloomberg, who may end up becoming the first real billionaire to become president of the United States. Does he really have a chance? I don't even know. He said this, quote, "Make sure you're the first one in there every day and the last one to leave. Don't ever take a lunch break or go to the bathroom. You keep working." Sometimes I just don't even know. Sometimes I just don't even know where these things come from, guys. How could Mike Bloomberg be so dense? Well, here's the thing. We can all be dense. I will say that. We can all be dense and we can all say really, really stupid things. But this thing doesn't make any sense. Just keep working. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't take a break. First one in, last one out. Whatever happened to work smart? Let's go on, guys. I don't doubt that Mike Bloomberg worked many, many long hours. Maybe he didn't eat lunch or take bathroom breaks. Nevertheless, there's no causal connection between working long hours and making a lot of money. Plenty of poor people work long hours after all. More importantly, several scientific studies have shown that working beyond 50 hours a week results in a decrease in productivity. On average, people who work 60 hours a week get less accomplished than those who work 50 hours a week. Beyond the basic stupidity of work long hours and you'll get rich premise, Bloomberg's specific advice is particularly stupid because when everyone follows it, a competition develops to see who can get in the earliest and leave latest. The result is organizational burnout with a consequent death of creativity. That's exactly what happened in Japan, where the average salaryman puts in 13 hours a day, 6 days a week. Needless to say, few salarymen are billionaires or likely to become one. To make matters worse, those long hours haven't paid off. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, Japan ranks 20th in productivity, much lower than the United States in 5th place and just a little above Slovenia. As for skipping lunch, according to the National Institutes of Health and Columbia University, regularly missing a meal leads to binge eating, energy dips, lower concentration, fatigue, dizziness, diabetes, anemia, bone loss, impaired thyroid function, decreased immunity, and bad teeth. Note Bloomberg's teeth. Yikes. Ooh. This guy's taking a pot shot at Mike Bloomberg's teeth. I haven't even noticed his teeth. I guess they're bad? It's like it matters. My teeth aren't perfect. As for skipping bathroom breaks, that's a really, really bad idea. According to the CDC, when people get few too bathroom breaks, they may be at risk for urinary tract infections and incontinence, as well as other bladder, bowel, and kidney problems. Limited bathroom access may make it difficult for people with certain chronic diseases to take medications that may result in the need to use the bathroom much more. Research shows that hodling a full bladder makes people hurry through their work and pay less attention, meaning that workers distracted by a full bladder may be more likely to injure themselves or others. You're going to injure yourself because you haven't gone to the bathroom? What's going on?
Gotcha, bitch.
So there you have it. In the 13 years I've been writing this blog, I've literally read hundreds of how to get rich articles and books. Some were smart, some were dopey, but I never ever ran across anything containing such concentrated dose of pure stupidity. This author is ripping into Mike Bloomberg, guys. I get it. I'll tell you, the way to get rich, actually, I'll save my advice. I'll save my advice on how to really get rich. Maybe you'll like to hear this, guys. But leave a comment below if you think Mike Bloomberg has lost his marbles, and maybe he's just in the political arena right now, and he just has to say something to placate the masses. Now, another thing to think about is this guy had to write an article about this and remind us that nothing that Mike Bloomberg said is real or actually works. And so I wonder, who's this guy writing to? I mean, do we really lack that much common sense? Is that it?
Did you know that there's even more value than just audio or video? Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at VC Hunting, and make sure to sign up for the VC Hunting newsletter, where you'll be able to get weekly news on venture capital, startups, founder stories, and the occasional wisdom extracted from Peter's brain. Go to vchunting.com to sign up. And now, back to the episode.
Welcome back to VC Hunting and the Daily Hunt and Venture Daily all combined into one. It's me, because I'm doing so many different things, guys. I am the hustle mentality, which is what I want to talk about with you guys in today's final word for community. What is the hustle mentality to me? So I wrote this down on my sticky note here for my notes for today's show, and it's pretty simple. I'll tell you what the hustle mentality means to me. The hustle mentality means something very simple, that you're not willing to quit on life. You see, you may have goals, you may have dreams that you want to achieve. You may have some sort of tangible artifact or tangible output that you'd like to achieve. You have some thing that you want to buy, some place you want to go, or some person that you want to marry. I have no idea what your personal goals are at all. So choose wisely. But here's the thing. When it comes to me and the hustle mentality, it's very simple. Are you moving forward towards that goal every day? That is what the real hustle mentality means to me. You've heard me say stuff like put in that 1%, get in that extra step, get in that extra rep. Just go, these types of things are absolutely true. You see, and I've said this on podcasts before, and I don't mind repeating it here. You want to know what real success is, Mike Bloomberg? You want to know what real success is? It's the progressive realization of a worthy goal. That's what it is. It's the progressive realization of a worthy goal. Are you moving towards a goal worthy of your effort? Are you moving towards something worthy of your time, worthy of your life? Yeah, you're not there yet, but you're working towards it. That right there, that idea right there is what hustle really is all about. Taking intentional steps towards something that you want to achieve and not quitting until you get there. And even when you get there, you're not going to quit. That's what the real hustle mentality is all about. It's about knowing what the goal is and moving towards that goal every day nonstop. It doesn't matter if you get 15% in today or 90% in today or merely just 1%. It doesn't matter. And there's the Boons coming back from dropping off the kids. So I apologize. I apologize for that. So that right there is what the hustle mentality is really all about. It's about getting in the reps, getting in the game every day. And I alluded to this a little bit in the first article, is that one of the biggest problems with how people perceive the hustle mentality is that one of the biggest trappings is you feel like you haven't done enough. Trust me. If you have a very worthy goal, something that's worth putting your life to for over a long period of time to achieve, then you never have to worry about not doing enough. I struggle with this. I struggle with the whole idea of not doing enough. Could I get in that extra piece of work? Should I finish that extra chapter? I'm ridiculously tired, and I probably should spend time with my wife and kids and be present. But you know what? I'm here. I'm doing it. I know they just got home. I know they just got up. I know that I need to go see them. But man, I can get this done. I'm in flow. You're going to have to choose those times wisely. Because at the end of the day, if you're moving towards that goal, you're progressively realizing that goal, you're going to achieve it. And let's be honest, dropping yourself out of work to hang out with your kids or be present with your wife, it's worth it. It's worth it. So don't get caught up in the trappings of hustle porn, of this whole idea of that you haven't done enough. Real success is having a worthy goal and moving towards it every day. That is what real success is. That is what real hustle is to me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tweet about it, or you can hit me up in a reply on our daily newsletter, The Daily Hunt. Make sure that you subscribe and check it out below as well. Guys, have a great Monday. Have a great week. I'm going to be hustling along this week. I got lots of meetings, lots of interviews, and I'm really excited about some of the people that I'm going to be meeting. Why? Because I haven't met them yet. Why? Because they're successful venture capitalists. Why? Because I want to be a successful venture capitalist as well. And surrounding myself with people who are farther along the path than I am in a very similar goal that I have only makes me more powerful. Network, guys. Make sure that you're hanging out with the people that you want to be. I enjoyed this one, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.